Earlier, police say they've busted an alleged diamond investment scam where victims were swindled out of more than 4 billion rand over the last 5 years. These arrests made in Gauteng and the Northwest last night following a sting operation by the Hawks investigative unit. The 8 suspects include a prominent couple who are now believed to be the masterminds behind the scam, including Carrot King, or known as Carrot King, diamond dealer Louis Liebenberg and his wife Desi, all expected to appear in the Bronkhorstspruit Magistrates Court tomorrow on charges relating to fraud and money laundering. Police say they are not ruling out the possibility of more arrests. Let's get some insight on the story now from Mike Bolhuis, a private investigator. Mike, good morning. Thanks as always for being available to us. And what were your thoughts when you heard about this particular arrest? And share some more detail on what you know about Louis Liebenberg.
Iman, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, look, this investigation has been going on for about 5.5 years. But in the last 6 months or so, the whole public, we pulled in with all their complaints via our projects. We invited them to open up their cases. We made the penny drop that this is a knock and scam. It's misrepresentation, theft and fraud. I mean, you buy packets of diamonds, you never see them, you have no certificates, you never have them in hand, and the people paid, as you yourselves have said, in billions. So that's a lot of money. And I'm sure he's got quite a hefty infrastructure still out there. So he is, in my opinion, a risk factor. And I hope that the Hawks will definitely deny bail. Yes, many else have been arrested. All the ladies have called us. We knew of the arrest. We knew of those that is going to be arrested. There was and he is still a full collaboration and working relationship between ourselves, specialist investigators, the Hawks, other special police units, even on government level and military level.
Right.
Remember that Louis Liebenberg was sought after on many investigations, including this Ponzi scheme, but also a possible interference in the elections and also in possible hit list of certain individuals that he wanted taken out.
There are a couple of things I want to focus on, and we'll get to the election and the political piece in just a moment. And we'll also get to the anatomy of the scam itself, how it worked. You mentioned to us the purchasing of diamonds. I want to find out in more detail how that happens. But Mike, talk to us more about your involvement and collaboration with the victims, the alleged victims in this matter, and the role that you played between them and the police.
Well, I must at this point say everybody gets praise. We've been in the last year constantly trying to get the South African public work closely with the authorities and with government. I've always said that if these three work together, crime can be identified, evaluated, a risk analysis been done, investigated, solved and prevented. But we want the word prevent right in front. And this is the reason where it so quickly happened in the last 6 months. The Hawks were brilliant. Absolute praise towards them. You guys, the media. And the South African media is brilliant. They don't just, there's a bit of sensationalization, but it is factual. The media just kept all the factual information out there. My task team, my units with the projects, they did brilliantly. The public, the informants, those who came forward, that opened up cases. You know, the penny dropped because once we explained it in details, and they know when we play something and you guys play something, it is so. So the people realized and they made cases. So with all this coming together is the reason why Louis was very professionally arrested last night, and this morning all his staff, and there will be further arrests. Those who have been involved in the slightest way. And remember, the extreme units like SARS and other lawyers and advocates and companies against Mr. Louis Liebenberg is all involved and all standing together, and we're all working together to make sure there's a successful prosecution.
Mike, so how does this happen? Talk to us about, the transactions themselves and how they actually took place, allegedly actually took place.
Yeah, well, allegedly you guys must say, but we can say it definitely happened. The facts is there. These are the billions that is lost, and that is a very big concern to me. The monies were squandered, And that's why I say I'm concerned about the bail application, that the Hawks must make very sure that there's extremely strict bail conditions if he gets bail. But hopefully they will keep him. He might have, not might, he will have infrastructure outside and help outside. And he still has an infrastructure and he has got connections. And we've seen it in the Radovan Kretsche case. Until the money has run dry, these criminals will buy their way out. Now, fortunately, Mr. Liebenberg owes many, many people money and has made many, many promises. He owes us money. We won the last case against him, and that is about 300,000 rand, which is peanuts to him. But he owes so many infrastructures money, but he might have hidden money that he will have hidden money outside there to escape. So the Ponzi scheme works like this. There's mines which he presents, which could be there as a facade, but he says that you buy a packet of diamonds and the people just buy it without seeing it, without holding it in hand, without getting a second opinion, without taking it to a jeweler, without certificates, without any real information. This just astonishes me. And I even half an hour ago still got a lady calling me saying that they've lost millions, which they put in. So hopefully nobody will support in any way, in any form, any of the Liebenberg people with finances or money, because he has knocked and scammed them.
So they buy a packet of diamonds, as you were saying. Your understanding is, and what people have told you who are affected victims, that they purchase them, and then what happens? They get polished, resold at a profit, and those profits are in the scheme itself are meant to go back to them if they never saw a cent of that money.
That's it, Iman, on the head. So they don't see it, and it's just words. I mean, if the public were to see what we have seen on WhatsApp groups, on his communications, on his videos, the instability of this man, the fraudulent behavior, the threat that this man has. I mean, this is a man that sits in a bath and says that if people come for him, they're gonna have a bullet in their head. We have opened the case, and you know, if Mike Bolhuis and his teams open up cases against him for the mere fact to show that we follow the law strictly, that he has threatened us, intimidated us, slandered us in the most incredible way. Anybody that comes against him, he is just on social media. If I were to show all of that, it's a wheelbarrow full. It is astonishing of pertaining his instability. And me and my communications with the Hawks was about that, his instability. And that's why the Hawks pounced on him last night with a heavy, well-armed crew, because he has said that if people come for him, there might be violence. And he says it openly, and so many other threats. And there was a hit list, and there was a possible involvement in getting the government overthrown and the elections influenced. It just went on, and he actually says it in words threatening to the public on social media.
Well,
I'm glad he's in. He should stay in.
Let's go into that then, the risks to the party. There was an insolvency inquiry into Terrio Mixers, and this is the official name of the company, their provisional liquidation last year. And we understand that during the course of that inquiry, it was uncovered that Liebenberg had paid millions of rands to former President Jacob Zuma, and money transferred from his attorney's trust account to Mr. Zuma's legal team, 3.2 million rand. What might be some of the risks to the party in that transaction if all of this again stands up in court? We also understand that some of the money apparently was raised in the court bid that Mr. Zuma raised against News 24 journalist Karen Morn and State Advocate Billy Downer.
Yeah, well, first of all, there is no honor amongst thieves. They just knocked each other left, right, and center and used and abused their names and reputations of what is left of that. So Louis wanted, I even on TV warned him not to. He wanted to be a political figure. I told him very clearly on Rion's show, first, sort your past, pay all the people back, get everything sorted. You're in in a financial industry proclaiming that you're selling and buying diamonds, stay in that. But make it professional, make it legal, because it's not legal. And I mean, SARS is after him as well. So he's just against the beers, he's against the authorities, he's badmouthed everybody and anybody, and he's jumped in bed with other, in my opinion, criminal organizations in order to establish his own political party and get people. But the 2 days before elections, we sent out a project warning the public, basically straight English, don't vote for this man. You cannot vote for this unstable character, this criminal. You will definitely waste your time, your vote, and obviously if you still pay him your money. Unfortunately, that worked, and the people didn't vote for him, and he didn't get his party. But he got into bed with others in order to go against the government, not to work with the government.
All right, this story continues. Mike Bolhuis, thank you for talking to us about your involvement in the case, some of the victims, the alleged victims that you've been in conversations with, and the collaboration that teams, including yours, had conducted together with the Hawks. Thank you for your time this morning. That is Mike Bolhuis, who is a private investigator. But we'll also hear from the Hawks in the 11 o'clock hour about their investigation and the prospect of more arrests in this.